Okay, we've all been there, right? You tell the barista you too when they tell you to enjoy your coffee, and then boom, you're lying awake 3 days later still replaying it in your head. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Let's jump straight into this explainer and unpack the fascinating psychology behind why we replay social interactions. We're going to peek right under the hood of your mind.
So picture this. You're staring at the ceiling, rerunning a totally basic conversation hours or maybe even days after it happened. Most well-meaning friends will probably just tell you that you're an anxious overthinker and you just need to let it go. But wait for it, psychology actually tells a completely different story. This habit isn't random, and it absolutely does not mean something is wrong with you.
Society loves to sell us this myth that holding on to conversations is just a pure symptom of neurotic overthinking. But the reality check? In a lot of cases, replaying interactions actually points to a highly advanced mind. Yeah, it indicates that you're operating with a level of depth that the average person simply doesn't possess.
Let's look at Section 1. Internal Emotional Processing. The self-aware mind.
Instead of just sleepwalking through life, you likely have what clinical psychology calls strong self-monitoring. Basically, this means you are intensely aware of your own thoughts and actions. You're mentally replaying how your tone sounded, the exact words you chose, and how it all might have landed with the other person. You naturally reflect on your behavior because you're constantly trying to understand yourself better. It's like you're your own personal researcher.
And look, replaying a conversation isn't about torturing yourself with regret. Actually, scratch that, it's extremely common in people who feel deeply and just need to process emotional information. Think about a tense feedback session at work. Instead of avoiding it, your mind intentionally goes back there. It's your brain's way of making complete sense of what you felt in that room and exactly why you felt it. You're taking the time to fully process the interaction instead of just suppressing it, which honestly is an incredibly healthy psychological tool.
Moving right along to Section 2, External Decoding. Hunting for unspoken meanings.
Now check this out. While most people are just listening to the obvious words spoken out loud, your brain is working overtime. It's capturing those tiny, subtle shifts in tone, micro-expressions, little adjustments in posture. Psychology actually shows that people with this high sensitivity to social cues replay interactions because they are actively trying to decode unspoken meanings. You've got this advanced situational awareness, and sometimes it just requires a second look to fully unpack everything you picked up on.
So your mind reviews past conversations, not out of anxiety, but driven by this deep desire to communicate more clearly and effectively the next time. It's a classic loop. First, you analyze the interaction. Second, you decode those hidden meanings. And third, you use that data to improve. You aren't replaying the past to beat yourself up. Your brain is just reviewing what could have been said more effectively, because you are highly growth-focused.
All right, let's look at Section 3, the cognitive engine, a high-speed mind.
If you find yourself frequently replaying conversations, psychology suggests you probably possess a super vivid memory for social experiences, and you flat out refuse to discard casual interactions. Your brain doesn't just toss out a casual Tuesday morning chat. It literally tags these conversations as highly important data. You keep revisiting them just to ensure absolutely nothing valuable was left on the table. Here's the wild part. Highly intelligent brains are literally hardwired for continuous processing. After a conversation ends, your thoughts keep moving. Your mind rarely hits the brakes. People with these fast-moving minds can't just easily switch off after a social interaction, and psychology links this unstoppable mental momentum directly to creativity and higher intelligence.
So let's reframe this constant mental activity. It isn't anxiety by default. It's actually a massive flashing sign of profound cognitive depth that rarely slows down. Your brain just keeps working. Higher mental activity, a fast-moving mind, deep analytical skills, elevated creativity, these are incredible mental assets. Your cognitive engine is simply running at a way higher RPM than most people's.
Which brings us to Section 4, the empowering verdict, embracing your psychology.
If you take nothing else away from our explainer today, let it be this. Really let this sink in. Your mind is not broken. For years, maybe your whole life, you might have fought this tendency, but psychology entirely validates this habit.
Replaying conversations simply means you're operating with an incredibly high level of sensitivity. You are observant, emotionally deep, and constantly evolving. Your brain is just doing the heavy lifting required to navigate our really complex social waters.
So it's time to stop fighting your unique mind. Instead, I want you to ask yourself, how will understanding your mind's incredible cognitive depth change the way you interact with the world starting today? When you realize your brain is actually working to decode the world on an advanced level, it changes the whole game.
You aren't stuck in the past. You are processing the blueprint for your future. Embrace that depth, and just watch how it transforms your confidence in literally every single room you walk into. What will you decode next?